Hiya Dave, great to meet up with you at the range and do some further work on your game. As you requested, I forwarded some details to you regarding the academy package. You should have received an email the day after your lesson in regards to that matter, along with the other request for the bag. Anyway, onto the side of the golf that we're looking at. Much better position at the top. How we get there is sometimes a little bit false, so there's a little bit of a tendency, you can see there, to roll the club behind us. So that still needs working on. The takeaway tends to be a little bit too handsy, and I'd like to see the club work back just a little bit more in front of you at that point. You see it rolling well behind. Having said that, at the top of the backswing, we're in a much better position than we used to be, and as we suggested the weekend, if you take a look at some of your earlier sessions and the position you're in at the top, it's nowhere near as good as we're seeing here now. So what we've done here is we've put the basket down, blocking the inside approach. What we were seeing at the start of your session was the geometry down here, or up here on the top right. We've got a swing line, so a plane that's directed too much to the right, allied to a slightly downward angle of attack, gives us a path that is into out, but is excessively into out. Anything resembling a square club face, I mean, we've got a club face 1.1 degrees open there, but we're going to hook that ball quite substantially when we make centred contact with that sort of geometry. Leave the blade open too much, you've got a big push, so the shot cone that you're hitting down is very wide with this type of geometry. So what we're using the basket here for is to alter this figure here. Rather than having a swing that's directed to the right, which when we watch this downswing now, and this is one of your better ones obviously, this has got the basket in place, club gets a little bit behind you, hitting out for too long, or hitting out excessively, exiting high with the arms leaving the rib cage, and the club crashing across your back during the follow through. So what we're looking for is more of an inline swing to reduce the amount at which we come from the inside. So after a little bit of practice with the basket in place, still got that little roll behind us, but we're now getting a little bit more familiar with attacking the ball slightly more in line. You can see there the club getting out in front of us a little bit more. So the angle at which the club is coming down is started to change. Ever so slightly, a little bit steeper, coming through impact, whereas before we were hitting out excessively, so the arms were leaving the rib cage. What we've asked you to do here is stop quicker in the finish. Now, in order for you to stop quicker in the finish at this stage now, the arms must stay attached to the rib cage. If the arms don't stay attached to the rib cage, the arms will not break early enough. So from here now, a shorter finish keeps the arms on the rib cage, and you're starting to see a slightly lower exit, which is a sign that you're hitting out at the ball much less. So the basket is making the swing more in line. The stopping short in the finish is keeping the arms on the rib cage, affecting the rate at which the club face closes down, and various other things in your swing. So keep working on those two principles. Block the inside, hit a lot of shots where you're going to hit the brakes in the finish, just to learn what it's like to keep the arms on the rib cage. You get that swing more in line, keep the arms on the rib cage, your shot pattern's going to tighten up substantially over the coming weeks. Well done.